Hey guys, it's Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have a dip nail tutorial for short nails. So I did go ahead and cut off my nails on this hand. So they're about the length of my finger right now. And I also partnered up with Revel on this video. So I'm gonna be trying out their dip starter kit. This is fabulous in French. You get your pro base, top coat, activator, and then 4 different dip shades. So I'm just going to do a quick unboxing, show you guys some swatches, and then get right into the tutorial. Okay, so inside of the Fabulous and Fringe kit, you're going to get your Pro Base, your activator, your finish gel, and then a gel thinner. And then you're also going to get 4 different dip shades. And since this is a Fringe kit, you get your white, 2 sheer pinks, and then you're also going to get this white iridescent glitter that, guys, this shade is so gorgeous, I had to use it, so that's what I will be using for the tutorial. And here are just some quick swatches of each shade. I did 2 dips on each stick, and it has a top coat and everything, just so you guys can get an idea of the colors. So we're just going to get right into the nail prep. So first off, you want to push back your cuticles, and I am using my right hand for this tutorial, so I'm doing it with my left hand, and this is pretty much my neglected hand, so you guys will see I definitely have a buildup of cuticle. It's kind of nasty, but you want to make sure you remove this dead skin from your nail plate to prevent any lifting. So you can do this in multiple ways. You can push them back like I'm doing here. You can use an orange wood stick. You can use a cuticle remover, which is actually what I ended up doing just to soften that skin and just scrape it off easier. And you can also trim them. So again, a lot of options here. It's just going to come down to personal preference. But if you do decide to use a cuticle remover, just make sure you're cleaning all of it off of your nail so it doesn't mess up the application. After that, I just rinsed my hands off with water, no soap, and then I dried them off. Next, you're going to grab a 180 grit nail file and remove the natural shine from your nail. And this is also going to rough up the surface a little bit to help the product adhere to your nail. But when you're doing this, you don't want to apply any pressure. Be really gentle because you don't want to dig into your nail plate. And you really want to make sure you focus around the sides of the nail and then your cuticle area. At this step, you can also file your nails into your desired shape. So for my square nails, I just run the file straight across. Next, I'm wiping off my nails using a makeup sponge and rubbing alcohol to remove that nail dust and also any oils on my nail plate. Once you're done prepping your nails, you're going to grab the Pro Base, which is step 1, and all of the bottles are labeled, which makes it a lot easier so you don't get them mixed up. But you're just going to apply this like you would regular nail polish. Keep the coats thin, make sure you're not getting any on your skin, and if you do, make sure to wipe it off. And I always like to put my finger on the jar when I'm applying the Pro Base, just because I feel like it makes it easier to dip or pour the powder on. And for this video, I will be pouring the powder on top. So it's really a personal preference, again, because I do like dipping sometimes I like to pour. It really just depends. But whichever method you decide to use, you want to make sure you're pouring or dipping your nail right after you apply the Pro Base. So I always like to work with one nail at a time just to make sure that it's still wet. And if you're doing the pouring method like this, make sure you're covering your entire nail. So I normally pour a pretty good amount just to be sure, and then I'll flip over my finger and tap off the excess powder. And then I'll let my nail dry for about 30 seconds to a minute, or just while I do my other nails. And then I'll go back in with a brush and just dust off the rest of that excess powder. And this may seem like a small step, but it's actually really important. So make sure you do it. And all of the tools I'm using, the brush, the cuticle pusher, and the files are also from Revel. So I'll have everything linked down below. But once you do that, you can move on to the second coat. And it's going to be the same exact thing. You're going to apply a thin layer of the Pro Base and then pour on the powder and then brush it off. And because I'm working with shorter nails, I went down to the cuticle with both coats because there's no need to build an apex or strength on the nail because they are so short. So I didn't do the 3/4 of the nail thing with the first coat like I would if my nails were longer or if I was using a fake tip. So pretty much after I poured on that second coat, the color looked good, it was opaque, and it was really even, so I didn't dip it into clear powder because I knew I wouldn't really have to file. But if you do need to file your nail, then you want to go ahead and apply another coat of Pro Base and then dip it into clear powder just to prevent filing off any of that color. Once you're done dipping or pouring on your powder, you're going to move on to step 2, which is the activator. And you really want to make sure you apply this over your entire nail. This is what's going to harden the dip powder, and you don't have to apply this neat. I really just kind of slap it on there. And then you're going to let that sit for about 2 minutes and then take a makeup sponge or a lint-free wipe and wipe your nail clean. Next up, you're going to move to step 3, which is the top coat. So you're going to be applying 2 coats of this. With the first coat, you want this to be quick, only use a few brush strokes, and then also keep it thin. And then about 30 seconds later, you're going to apply the second coat. And this one you can take your time with a little bit more. You want to make sure you're covering your entire nail and then capping the tip. And this is going to be completely dry in only a few minutes. I would wait about 5 just to be safe, but then you are completely done. As always, I like to finish off with some cuticle oil just because this process can be drying for your nails. So I just applied that to my cuticle area and then massaged that in. And yeah, that is it for this tutorial. Honestly, doing dip powder on short nails is so much better. I feel like the process is just easier overall. And these nails turned out so cute. I seriously love them. And this lighting isn't really doing this color justice, so I will insert some pictures so you can see it in different lighting. But yeah, I hope this video helped you guys out, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye!